I have $75 to build the best NFL team possible. As you can see here, we have every single position in the league. We have $5, $4, all the way down to 1 as you get to the far right column. This has been tweeted at me about every single day here for over a week, and I finally decided to do it. Probably gonna have to be moving my camera quite a bit, but the first thing I think we should do here is not even necessarily pick a quarterback or a receiver. We have 3 receiver spots, multiple outside linebackers. Some of them are 3-4, some of them are 4-3. And this video is sponsored by Squarespace, but more on them later. I think we should decide on what type of team we want to have, whether it's a 3-4 team or whether it's a 4-3 team. We could change things. We could actually just play a defensive end as outside linebacker if we choose 3-4. Like, that's a possibility. Because to me, it's insane that Levante David, who doesn't play outside linebacker, by the way, would be grouped with Shaquille Barrett. So I thank you for making this, but a lot of stuff is just kind of wrong. But that's where we have to take advantage of it, because if they're going to give us a steal for $1, that's what I have to do. I have to take that dollar pick and I have to use that to build the rest of the team. So with 25 different positions, including kicker, punter, and head coach, we have a budget of 75 total. 75 divided by 25 leaves us $3 per pick on average, which means we need to get really good value when we can, but we can also afford to go big and get a $5 player from taking a $1 player. So we have to also take the value when it's there. And I think the best way to do that is pick the most expensive high value positions, spend big money on those, and take the big value with the $1 guys. But also in the case of a guy like Denzel Ward here, let me go ahead and show you with my green thing. Denzel Ward for $1 is unbelievable value. You have guys like James Bradbury at $2. I mean, Marlon Humphrey is quite good at $3, but Denzel Ward, I think, is just better than he is right now. And even if he's not better, it's close. And when I can get a guy like Tre'Davious White down here at the bottom, it would be way better to take the value of Tre'Davious White at $1 than a guy like Trayvon Diggs for $3. Like, what are we doing? But again, this is where we have to take advantage of it. But I think the first big one that I have to do, I'm looking at inside linebacker, which Micah Parsons is very much not, by the way. Should probably just swap him and Levante David with a little bit of Photoshop magic. And that's done. And why did I do that? Well, Levante David just does not play outside linebacker, and Micah Parsons doesn't play inside linebacker. They're both at the wrong position. It's an easy fix. And when I say same position, I mean same position, $3 and also, you know, linebacker. Really just same position of money. But Fred Warner for $2 will be my first pick. He's the best inside linebacker in the league, in my opinion, and we can get him for $2. It's a no-brainer. It would be nice to ignore injury as well and just take Christian McCaffrey, but I'm not going to do that. We got to realize that Christian McCaffrey might not play as much, so him for $1 is taking a bit of a risk. And I think for right now, at least, I'm going to go ahead and select Denzel Ward. For $1, the value just seems too great. I can always go back and make a change. Like Jalen Ramsey for $5 would be super important, but Denzel Ward for $1 is just too good to pass up, I think. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. From websites to online stores, marketing tools, and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one spot for you to easily build an online presence. Especially if you're a content creator like I am, or just want a place to display some of your ideas and creations, or even build an online business. It's never been easier with Squarespace. So let other people see what you've made. Get that online presence going, and it's never been easier to get started with Squarespace. It's so simple and so easy to make a website. So many awesome looking professional custom templates that can make you stand out from the competition. And I am someone who needs a step-by-step hand-holding to get some things done. And trust me when I tell you, it was easier than I could ever imagine with Squarespace, and it looks so professional, but simultaneously engaging and not boring. I made a website surrounding some of my favorite arches, whether it's the one in St. Louis or the future Heisman-winning Pro Bowler, Hall of Famer, Arch Manning. With Squarespace, I was able to show off Hook'em Horns, the beast that is future national champion Arch Manning, and also one of the biggest landmarks and tourist attractions in the United States. I was able to include my social links in the top of the screen as well to Twitter and Instagram, so you guys can comment and reply and tell me, yeah, Arch Manning is actually going to be a future MVP in the league. But you can use Squarespace to create a members-only area to monetize your content and create a new stream of revenue for your business. Squarespace has everything. So go to squarespace.com for a completely free trial, and when you're ready to launch it, go to squarespace.com/Bengal to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain like I did. Along those same lines, I'm going to take Scary Terry as well. When you see the receivers he's grouped up with, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, who's good value at $4 to be honest, Debo, A.J. Brown. Scary Terry is one of the better receivers in the league, near that top 10 range for sure. I think Terry is a monster. And again, for $1, it's great value. When you see who he's matched up against, like Jerry Jeudy at receiver, it's not even close. Keenan Allen is still good, but, you know, on kind of more of a downward trend as he gets older. So I would take Terry all day right there. Also, like Jabril Peppers, I guess he is like a $1 safety, but in comparison to some of these other $1 players, that's insane to include Jabril Peppers on this list. Definitely some notable omissions of players you'd expect. Like Jadeveon Clowney for $4. What's going on here? Ndamukong Suh more expensive than Vita Vea and Grady Jarrett at this point. Wild stuff. I mean, Roger Saffold even on the list. Ali Marpet retired. But I see my next, I actually see probably even 3 of them maybe. Corey Linsley at $2 for one of the best centers in the league is a no-brainer. And Ryan Ramczak's one of the best right tackles in the league. So I'm going to go ahead and I think take him for $2 as well. So now we're looking for a left tackle. And we have some really good choices. It's going to be Stanley, Armstead, or Williams. And we can afford to go big because we've saved so much on every pick so far. So with Teron Armstead, I have my left tackle, I have my right tackle, I have my center. I kind of want to go big on a guard and just take Quentin Nelson. It's a big $5 commitment, but he's just that good. And then I kind of want to take Zach Martin as well, but it's another $5 commitment on a guard, which feels crazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to right guard here and take Shaq Mason for $3. I think that's reasonable. So we have spent $20 so far, as you should be able to see, which leaves us a value of, with 17 picks remaining, 3.23 per pick. So splurging on Quentin Nelson kind of backed up our budget a little bit, but I still think we're doing okay. I really want to go big on my defensive line, but I'm looking at these guys like J.J. Watt for $5. Let's be honest, is ridiculous. Like, no one's going to take that. You'd be foolish to. Nick Bosa at $4 is great. We have Max Crosby, Cam Jordan, Chase Young. Bunch of good options. However, I think banking on the upside of Chase Young, who was awesome as a rookie and then just got injured as a second-year player, like, he was a legit prospect, dominant player, and looked good as a rookie. I think we can have high hopes for Chase Young going forward, and getting him for $1, quite frankly, to me, feels like a steal. And that frees me up to go Aaron Donald with my $5 pick at defensive tackle. It is defensive tackle, but it is also Aaron Donald. He just kind of goes outside the realm of everything when we consider what a defensive tackle is. He's just way too good, and he is well worth the $5. And I might just go double crazy here and go Myles Garrett at defensive end for $5. Yeah, it's $10 on 2 players, but I think it's worth it. I think Myles Garrett is the best edge in the league right now. He is just such a monster, and playing next to Aaron Donald, you're going to have a rough day. So we are all the way up to $31 now. I need to find really good value, and I'm going to go to punter and take Brian Anger for $1. I think that makes sense. I don't need to go all in on a punter. You got my Texas guys in Justin Tucker, Michael Dixon, like hook 'em horns. Michael Dixon's not a $5 punter right now. So Brian Anger for $1 makes sense. Honestly, picking a head coach is very, very difficult. We have a couple of Super Bowl winning head coaches, Bill Belichick, Sean McVay, Andy Reid. And then we have Mike Vrabel. We have Matt LaFleur. I think Matt LaFleur is great. I'm tempted to take him for $1 because the value's so good, and I think I'm just going to. Coaches at the top of the league, I want to save a little bit of money, so I'm going LaFleur. Obviously, you have the track record, like McVay's great, Belichick's great, Andy Reid. These are all great head coaches, but LaFleur for $1, I mean, I think there's a stat about him that he has the most wins ever within a certain time period for a new head coach. Something crazy. I remember hearing that. I also think I'm going to jump over to outside linebacker and take Micah Parsons. We swapped him with Levante David because it actually just makes sense. But for $3 still, I think the value is there. And just like with Chase Young, I'm going to bank on the young player who is already shown to be playing at an elite level. So Micah Parsons, unbelievable last year as a rookie. He's not really like a true linebacker. He's like a hybrid edge, outside linebacker now. He does a bit of everything, but is a real threat off the edge. So good as a rush linebacker, really. And if you can just get him with a running start at the quarterback, it's going to be a rough time. So Micah Parsons for $3 makes really good sense, especially if I'm going with like a hybrid look. Like I took Chase Young at defensive end, Myles Garrett. Those are 2-4-3 defensive ends. Micah Parsons, a fun little hybrid guy. We have Fred Warner, you know, prototypical inside linebacker. So with my other outside linebacker pick, I'm not going to take another edge. I'm going to take someone that can play off the ball, and that's Demario Davis or Eric Kendricks. And again, it's a weird thing with outside linebacker and inside linebacker here, but we're going to move past it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Demario Davis. He is a bit older, but he's also really, really good still. Super underrated. And for $2, first of all, I like that he's included at least, but for $2, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Eric Kendricks for $1 is a nice pick, but I'm going to go Demario Davis. So we have spent 38 of $75. I have 10 positions left, and that makes an average of $3.7 per player. Kicker is a bit of a tough one here for me. I think what I'm going to do is come back to kicker. I think I'm going to take a corner now. I'm just going to go with Jair. Arguably the best corner in the league. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's right there too, but just Denzel Ward for $1 I think was a no-brainer. Xavier Howard, not really worth the $4 to me. Trayvon Diggs, certainly not worth the $3. Gilmore, still good. Tre'Davious White, very, very good. Great value at $1 too. Would not hate anyone for going with that, but I'm going to take Jair. And again, I'm going to come back to kickers. Let's consider a safety here. A lot of strong safeties. Jordan Poyer was an All-Pro last year. All-Pro first team was great. Antoine Winfield Jr. is a free safety, really. My options up here, Tyrann Mathieu. I think I'm probably going to end up going with Justin Simmons for $4. Minka for $3 is good. Byard for $2 is really good. I'm wishing I saw some different strong safety options or just different safety options in general. I think I'm going to go Justin Simmons for $4. And then I think it's got to be Jordan Poyer for $3. I think that's probably the best overall way to do it. All right, and now the spicy part. We got the offense, quarterback, running back, receiver 1, receiver 2, and tight end. I'm going to have to take Nick Chubb for $3. I think he's one of the best running backs in the league. And I don't love McCaffrey with his injuries. I don't love Joe Mixon for $2. It's good value, but I think Nick Chubb for $3 is the best value here. So I'll go with Nick Chubb. Receiver 1, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, DK, Jerry Jeudy. I think it's got to be Jamar Chase for $3. Tyreek for $4 I like. Is there any way I can afford Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill? Let's try it. Let's go Tyreek for $4 and Devontae Adams for $5. So that brings me up to $62 total. I have not picked a tight end. I have not picked another receiver. Oh no, I have. Just haven't picked a quarterback and a kicker. And I'm missing another defensive tackle. So that is a value of $3.25 per player. I would say my defensive line's already so good. I don't really need to splurge on another defensive tackle as good as Chris Jones is. Cam Hayward's a beast. Fletcher Cox is really good. I'm just going to go with Ed Oliver, I think. It's a $1 pick, but another young guy. He's pretty good. He's not amazing, obviously, but Ed Oliver's a decent player. And for $1, I'll take it. Especially, dude, the one-on-ones he's going to have with Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald on my defensive line. That leaves Ed Oliver, Chase Young in one-on-ones. Also, so athletic. I mean, my defensive line is ridiculously athletic and big. So I really have my pick of any quarterback here. Do I want Aaron Rodgers? Do I want Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert? If I was building a real value team, I'm obviously going to go Justin Herbert for $1 because he's really good and only $1. But I'm going to play it somewhat boring here and just go Patrick Mahomes for $4. I mean, I might consider him if he was $5, but for $4, I just got to take him. So I have $8 to spend on a tight end and a kicker. I might even be able to upgrade on Ed Oliver, to be honest. But, I mean, what are my options? Not going to go Calais Campbell or Fletcher Cox, really. So I'm probably good with Ed Oliver. So, I mean, what do I want to do here? There are a number of different ways to do it. I could just take Kyle Pitts and be really happy about it for $1. And then I would have multiple dollars left over. I can easily go Justin Tucker. And Justin Tucker, like plain and simple, yeah, it's a $5 pick on a kicker, which brings me down to $3. But he is the best kicker of all time. He now owns the longest kick in NFL history. If you have seen Ravens games since he's been in the league, Justin Tucker has been the single biggest reason why they've won so many games, at least prior to Lamar Jackson. Like, Justin Tucker is so incredible that he is way more valuable than any other kicker probably in NFL history. Also, hook 'em horns. And then with $3, I can get Mark Andrews, Darren Waller, or Kyle Pitts. Let's just make it even. Go Mark Andrews for $3, and that is the team. At quarterback, I have Patrick Mahomes for $4. Nick Chubb is my starting running back for $3. And then I have a receiver trio of Tyreek Hill for $4, Devontae Adams for $5, Scary Terry for just $1. Mark Andrews is a starting tight end for $3. At left tackle, I have Teron Armstead for $4. At left guard, I've got Quentin Nelson for $5. big money spending on a guard. At center, Corey Linsley for $2. Right guard is Shaq Mason for $3. Ryan Ramczyk is your starting right tackle for just $2. On the defensive line, we have Myles Garrett playing right end. It would have to be. I mean, but it's really either defensive end spot. But Myles Garrett. At defensive tackle, we have Aaron Donald for $5 as well with Myles Garrett. We have Ed Oliver at just $1, and then the other edge is Chase Young for only $1 as well. My linebackers, on the outside, we have Micah Parsons for $3. I'm going to play Demario Davis there, I suppose, for $2, but really, you could set this up as a 4-3 extremely easily, and that's kind of what this more leans to. It's more like an attacking 4-3 with Micah. So, Demario Davis, we'll just say at linebacker for $2, and Fred Warner as our Mike for just $2. Our corners, only 2 of them on this. That's all I had to pick from. We have Jair Alexander for $5 and Denzel Ward for $1, with my safeties on the back end being Justin Simmons for $4, Jordan Poyer for $3. My kicker is Justin Tucker, my punter is Brian Anger, and my head coach is Matt LaFleur. Let me know where I screwed up. Let me know what you would do differently. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.